Henshin Inspection presents Going Ultra. This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. You can find all my work at mgmunoz.com. Welcome to Going Ultra for episode 2 of Ultraman Arc, which is called something or other. The Monster Underground? That's not what it's called. I don't remember what it's called, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and throw out some criticism for this episode right away, but then I'll bring it back by being a little positive. So, I don't like the sword. I don't like Arc's silly eyeglass slasher sword that Bandai already did with Kamen Rider Ghost, one of the best shows ever. Fight me on that one. Go ahead, let's do it. Let's throw it down right here in the comments. Anyway, also the sunglass slasher from, I don't remember what show that was. And was that, hold on. I want to say Dawn Brothers, but there could have been one other one. Oh, Dawn Brothers also had that sword. They reused it. And also Go Busters. Go Busters used that as well, I believe. Anyway, so 3 shows, or 4. I think this is the 4th show with the same base model sword. And I don't like it. Ace has a very simplistic design. And you would think, so I don't know if like the design philosophy behind that is, let's give him a real simplistic design. Let's go with this theme where there's like this naivete and this childishness to it. And we'll have this simple streamlined design. And then we'll add all this, cool, fun toy stuff that it won't clash because the design's so simple and streamlined that you can add these different elements to it. And it really bolsters it. It stands out from it. It gives it something more to the design rather than saying, let's just keep it all streamlined. And if we're going to do any upgrades or accessories, let's keep them streamlined as well. Because just referring to the last Ultraman, Blazar is very extra. He's a very extra design. He looks like the Guyver. Hold on. He's got all this veining and details and cracks and things in his armor, which is beautiful. And I was, getting used to the Arc design, its simplicity. There's nothing wrong with being simple. It can be good in a lot of ways. But I was thinking about it, and I don't quite like... Well, I wish they would stick with the simplicity and just say, yeah, this guy's going to be really simple and he's going to have, do things with imagination, and they're going to be like After Effects, or they're going to be more special effectsy thing as opposed to like suit parts. Does that make sense? Him cracking the shield in half in the last episode and then stabbing the kaiju with it and stuff. Like, that's very unique, and that's not a piece of armor that you can sell. You could sell, like Figure Arts has done, you could sell, the cracked shield or barrier, whatever. You could definitely do that, and you could do that kind of thing. You could have they could do like a whole series of parts that are easy to make with the figure art that is like, it's an arc, or it's a whip. It's a whip, it's a sword, it's a whatever, like made out of the light. It wouldn't look as cool, but you could go a little more unique and use like a gel, like clear plastic design, and maybe have a base thing, like he's got like one shard of it. I'm thinking of, I'm thinking of Kuwabara with the shaft of his holy sword, the little cracked off sword that he got from the Genkai training arc or competition, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right? If you know Yu Yu Hakusho, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, like you could go with that, like he's got like a cracked, really just like a small prism of light thing, just enough to be like a hilt, and then it like transforms into all these different things. And, that can be effects, or you use effects to paint out like, hard pieces of wire or whatever they have in the toy or in the prop to make it work. And then the actual toy, it can just be a clear hard plastic that's in these different shapes or something like that. That's a different approach you could go with, and keep him streamlined and simple, and maybe even have his forms be like this glowing, like the stuff that the Arc is made out of, have it be like that kind of thing. Which I guess would probably appeal a little bit less to kids, but I don't know, just the goofiness of his thing took me out of it. And then the fact that from his little crystal on his forehead, the cube popped out and it went into there. Just like, I don't know, I'm just not buying it. I don't like that stuff. It's a little too much. And I mean, between the kaiju and him and like doing like prop replica type stuff of like the little, like the big, SD or, it's not KDF. That's from Ultraman Rising, whatever. The Mr. Ishido, his gun, and then like the little light and sound blasters that Skip has. Like you could, do stuff with those. I don't know. Just, I was really bothered by that, and it doesn't work for me. I don't like, I kind of let it slide last episode, and he did that cool slash. And it was like a great angle and everything, but just seeing it in this episode, it really hit me and it felt that way before. It just, when I saw it the first time in motion, in action in the show, I was okay with it. But looking at it again, it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't work. But I did like the fairy tale thing. I like them researching it. I like how this was a story from an old time ago, or from a long time ago. And it was like passed down generation to generation. And there's like woodblock type stuff. That's pretty cool. Although there was something like that in Ultraman Z, and it was also like a foresty, mountainous kaiju type guy. And that's a little much. But this being a different universe, it brings up the question to me again, like, what's with the kaiju? Like, why do they exist, and how does that work, and how do they justify it all? And they don't really get into it in this episode, and I wonder if it's something that's going to be expanded upon in the future. But I don't know, and I don't know that Ultraman, the live action series, is really interested in exploring that idea, that conflict, that, why, okay, 60 years ago, whatever, 58 years ago, we started with the show with giant monsters, and we decided to let's just all kill them except for Pigmon, right? I guess he's the only good one. I'm not sure. Pigmon and the coin guy. Anyway, even back then there was a thing that kaiju weren't all bad, but instead of like having, Ultraman reduce them to being eggs or put them to sleep or something, like they just said, yeah, we're going to kill them. And now they're kind of fighting against that. I didn't understand why they don't just like shift the show away from that and have killing be like absolutely a last resort. Kind of reminds me of like Digimon Season 02 or Digimon Adventure 02, how the kids had a conflict with having to kill Digimon, even though they started off because they started off not killing them at all. And the older kids were like, yeah, sometimes you have to kill a bad Digimon. That's just what you do. And that really worked. It was a great source of conflict. And I don't know, I just feel like Ultraman should maybe do something like that at some point. Running out of time here. The point of view perspective, you get to focus on the eyes, and then you go into the eyes, and then you turn around and then look out of the eyes of both Ultraman Arc and the kaiju. Super cool. They did an eye effect last time for Yuma unleashing his imagination. They did it this time to have the POV, I'm punching you because you're a kaiju. You're punching me because you're Ultraman, or whatever. Super cool. I loved it. That was fantastic. Really, really cool. And what else? Oh, I love this air of mystery towards the end of the episode with Mr. Ishido getting a call from somebody, and it seems like he probably hid using the satellite, just checking on the location of this episode's kaiju, Leidos, I think is his name. But actually, I think he was looking at that monohorn, because he only showed Skip one reading, or, let them have a portion of it. But maybe he did all this scanning of the monohorn before because he thought there's a lot of stuff going on in this area, whatever the city's called, I can't remember what it is, that this city has the monohorn, and it seems to be from space, and blah, 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 and I'm from the space portion of the anti-kaiju thing, and I like that. I had a little bit of a feeling about Mr. Ishido, but like when he was nerdy about coffee, and then when he brought the coffee maker, and when he seemed to be so nice in some ways, I thought, oh, so he's kind of like the gruff guy. But maybe they're not going for gruff guy. Maybe they're going for, but he's nice. He's got a heart of gold. Maybe there's something else going on. And I feel like they're setting up something that could be really interesting to see. Why is the space division of the Kaiju Defense Force or whatever, like kind of secretive and going and doing their own things. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with that, because I think it could be very interesting. And that's about all I have to say. So, definitely some like real solid criticisms, but also some solid praise. And I'm still interested in the story going on overall, because I think it can be interesting. I just think there's other more interesting different areas that the show should start going, because otherwise it's just the same thing over and over and over again, which doesn't really make sense. Like, it should, each different iteration, each different instance should be bringing different things and new things, and be saying or doing something else. I think that's what I would do. So I'd try to do anyway. I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe to keep up with me. Like and share to help me reach more people like you. And go to mjmunoz.com to find your next favorite thing. And don't forget to let your voice be heard. Stories are always better when you're part of the conversation. Until next time, be well. This is MJ signing out. This has been a Story Over Everything production.